It's like when you have those spare afternoons off, well, whenever really, and then you flick on your television, don't you? You see the thing, there's nothing on. You know, you flick through all the channels. You can always be assured, though, of Murder She Wrote. That seemingly is on wherever you are in the world. Whoever syndicated that or got that deal must be making absolute millions. But then, of course, there are the other perennial shows that you love. You know, you pick up and you think, wow, I really love this show. And it was interesting for me because I didn't know the backstory to this, other than when I was lucky enough to interview the son of the brilliant actor Jack Lemmon. That's right, the man who co-starred alongside Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis in the brilliant Some Like It Hot. Many people know that's one of my all-time favourite movies. And of course, I was lucky enough to meet Jack's son, as well as Jack Lemmon himself. In fact, let me tell you, he was walking up and down outside the Haymarket Theatre in the very heart of London. He was starring in the thing, I think it was called the Oddfellows or something like that. I can't remember, the Sunshine Boys, something like that anyway, alongside Walter Matthau. That's right, big names in London at that period. We had a lovely chat, couldn't quite believe I'd met Jack Lemmon, which really brings me to the story today. As I say, when you're flicking around channels, you look for shows, don't you? And you think, ah, yes, even though you've seen it before, you probably watched it, it's a repeat. You like watching it. And talking to Jack's son, I had no idea that this big murder mystery TV series was, well, really originating for another big movie star icon. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. Hope you're all keeping well. That's right, we're talking about the brilliant Peter Falk, sometime member of the Rat Pack, but mainly to everybody else around the world, Lieutenant Columbo. He of the dirty sort of Rain Mac, you know. There were things, weren't there? The half-chomped cigar, the just another thing, excuse me, lady, that sort of stuff. Now, Columbo started way back in the late 1960s and was a big hit for NBC. But originally, NBC didn't like the idea, according to Jackson, on, yes, Peter Falk. They didn't see him as a big enough name, a big enough televisual draw. Now, it's incredible when you think, because obviously, you know, he was a different style of detective. He didn't carry a gun. There were no fast chasers. There was no sort of fighting. Whenever it was resolved, it was him normally in a corner just replotting the plot. So we kind of figured out how he'd done it. But TV bosses over at NBC thought, or hoped at least, that they'd signed another megastar, that of the late and brilliant Bing Crosby. That's right, Bing could have been Lieutenant Columbo. The reasoning behind this, though, was that he didn't really want to sign to a long-running series, and they figured that 26 episodes was the main starting point, alongside 2 TV movies and a possible 3 to 8 seasons. That's a lot in that particular era. Well, when Bing decided to turn it down, mainly, of course, because of the money, let's not forget that, and then they said, well, you know, I'm going to move away from this, they cast around and decided, well, we'll make a quick pilot with none other than Peter Falk. And the rest is history, as we now all know. Over here in the United Kingdom, you can find an episode of Columbo, sometimes on several different channels. That's how popular he remains. But I wanted to share that with you because, as I say, when you pick your TV highlights of the day and you do search around, there's always those comfort television things, aren't there, where you think, I like that. Yes, and Columbo's definitely one of them. But as ever, I ask you in the comments below, is Columbo definitely one of yours? Who are your favourite murder sleuths? We all like Jane Marple, don't we? Agatha Christie. Maybe it's Poirot by Agatha Christie. Or are you a Midsummer Murders fan? I know that's very big in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and I believe certain areas of America. As ever, let's see who you like to sleuth alongside with your TV remote.